Good afternoon. Welcome to our session. Today I'm going to present you hemorrhage and shock. So by definition, hemorrhage is loss of fresh blood from an artery, a vein, or a capillary. The loss of blood from a vein or capillary. In other words, hemorrhage simply means bleed. Simply means bleed. So there are various types of hemorrhage that someone may have. One of them is primary hemorrhage. What is primary hemorrhage? So this is the type of bleeding that occurs at the time or within the first hours of an operation. So primary hemorrhage normally occurs within 24 hours, and follows after an operation. The second type of hemorrhage is secondary hemorrhage. This is the type of bleeding that occurs after 24 hours after an operation. It's usually due to an acute time infection or erosion of the blood vessels by drainage that without the bleeding of the ligature. So we can see that the secondary hemorrhage actually happens after 24 hours of an operation. They happen because of an underlying factor. One of them is the splitting of a ligature that was tied on the blood vessel. So when that ligature which was tied on the blood vessel splits off, the blood comes out of the blood vessel. The third type of hemorrhage is reactionary hemorrhage. Reactionary hemorrhage. This is the type of hemorrhage that occurs during the first few hours after an operation due to the raise of blood pressure from its normal level reading dislodgement of the clot and tight blood vessels. So reactional hemorrhage happens after an operation or the first few hours after an operation. First few hours after an operation, someone starts to see that type of hemorrhage will be classified as reactionary hemorrhage. Hemorrhage can also be classified according to the kind of blood vessels from which the blood is coming. So we know that under blood vessels, we have an artery, we have the vein, and we also have a capillary. So depending which of these bleeding we're seeing, hemorrhage can be classified according to the blood where it's coming from. Let us look at capillary hemorrhage. This is the type of bleeding that occurs from a capillary. Any blood clot that is coming from capillary, we may classify it as a capillary hemorrhage. It is characterized by a slow general wounding of blood. So if you look at the capillary, physiologically, you find that when the capillary is breathing, there is slow moving of blood. Slow moving of blood because of blood pressure which is found there. Another is venous hemorrhage. Another classification is venous hemorrhage. This is the type of bleeding that occurs from the vein. It's characterized by a quick bubbling of dark colored blood. You can now see some discrete between the capillary and the venous bleeding. In venous bleeding, we're saying it is coming from the vein and there is quick bubbling of dark colored blood. Why is that? Because this blood has lost its oxygen. has lost oxygen and is now carrying carbon dioxide. Now carrying carbon dioxide. The other classification of hemorrhage, according to the vessel that is affected, is arterial hemorrhage. This is the type of bleeding that occurs from an artery. It is characterized by appearance of blood pumps with each heartbeat. It is brighter in color. Hemorrhage can either be evident, blacked, revealed, or concealed. What are we saying? Under arterial hemorrhage, the blood comes out pressure because of high blood pressure which is found in the capillaries. In capillaries, we know that blood moves at a high pressure or high speed. Then in capillaries, the blood is bright color because it's rich in oxygen. Then we're saying hemorrhage can either be evident, meaning you can see it or you cannot see it. Like for instance, when someone is breathing, the blood that you're able to see that is coming out, you can say it is revealed. It is revealed. Then if it is not seen, you say it is concealed. Blood is coming out. Someone is breathing, but the blood that is coming out, you can't see. That's why we're saying it is concealed. Let us look at clinical manifestation of hemorrhage. The clinical signs presented by a client who is bleeding depend on the amount of blood loss and the ability of its escape. So we're saying most of the clinical manifestation that a patient may present with due to bleeding, it will depend on the amount of blood that has been lost in the process of breathing. The client is aggressive and is restless. The client aggressive and restless. So this restlessness is due to damage to the tissue as well as massive loss of blood leading to tissue hypoxia. There is also taste due to loss of fluid in the circulatory system. Then we also have cold skin, moist and pale appearance due to loss of blood. In rapid pulse rate. Rapid pulse rate due to disturbances in the circulatory system. Then temperature falls due to loss of fluid as well. Respirations are rapid and deep. Often of gas giving type. In other words, call it like this, air hunger. Someone is breathing like fighting for air. If the hemorrhage progresses and treated, cardiac output decreases, arterial and venous pressure and overlapping of the blood falls rapidly and conjunctiva becomes clear. So we are saying if someone is bleeding and there is no control to the blood loss, there's no control to the blood that is being lost, it will basically lead to cardiac collapse. There will be cardiac collapse because a lot of blood might have been lost, and this will be evident by the drying of the lips and the conjunctiva in the eyes will be tear. Let us look at the management of everybody very much familiar with shock position, where the head of the foot end of the bed is elevated. This is done so that you promote blood supply to the brain. wound should always be inspected for bleeding, and if bleeding is evident, the stellar goes hard and bandage is reinforced. So there is no way you can keep on managing hemorrhage when blood has continued coming out. So you need to ensure that bleeding is being controlled by applying pressure. You can apply pressure by use of gauze to try to bandage. Then blood transfusion is whole blood is done, and intravenous fluid, especially plasma expanders, are also given. So depending on the amount of blood that has been lost, you may manage hemorrhage by direct blood transfusion so that you increase the molecules of blood that have been lost, as well as you can administer blood expanders such as normal saline 0.9% to boost blood pressure, which may be low. That was hemorrhage session. Unless there are questions, if there are no questions, let's move on to shock. So shock is a circulatory condition in which there is loss of effective circulating blood volume and inadequate organ and tissue perfusion, resulting in derangement of cellular function. Apart from this definition, shock can also be defined as body's response to decreased circulating blood volume that results into impairment in tissue perfusion, which culminates eventually into cellular hypoxia. So you can see that according to the explanation that we've had, the discussion that we've had under hemorrhage, so this shock is coming as a complication of blood loss. The blood loss that has been so massive, it has reduced circulatory fluid in the circulatory system, and this has reduced the tissue perfusion, leading to hypoxia. So when there is hypoxia, there is malfunction of the tissue. The cells fail to function, hence leading to shock. Let us look at classification of shock. The first classification of shock is hemorrhagic shock. This hemorrhagic shock can also be called hematogenous shock. Apart from being called as hematogenous shock, it can also be called polygamic shock. It can also be polygamic shock. So what type of this shock will be this? So this is the type of shock that results from the loss of plasma or whole blood. From the name itself, hemorrhagic or hematogenous shock, you can see that it is a shock that comes as a result of losing a massive amount of blood. This may be external revealed or internal revealed. Like I explained previously in the presentation that we had on hemorrhage, bleeding can be seen or bleeding cannot be seen. So there are times when someone loses blood which is seen, or at times when someone loses blood which cannot be seen. This is what we call internal bleeding. Internal bleeding can be classified under concealed bleeding. So someone will be bleeding but will be unable to see that this is blood loss. When more than 10% of blood volume is lost, hypovolemia in brackets, low blood volume occurs. Low blood volume occurs. So in other words, we are saying for us to classify that someone has shock, they should be consistently lost. They should be considerably amount loss of fluids, like about 10%. So it's not all the time that when someone has lost blood, then they will eventually go into shock, but there should be considerably considerably less amount of fluid to happen for someone to go into shock. Like for instance, like we say, it should be 10%. So hemorrhage means loss of the placing of blood, normally the blood. So normally a loss of blood, like I said in the previous presentation. Pressure of the arterial side of the crescent is higher than that of the venous side. This I've already explained under venous and arterial bleeding. Another classification of shock is the neurogenic. Neurogenic shock can also be called psychic shock or vasovagal shock So let us look at this type of shock. What is this? So this is the type of shock that results from extreme or excruciating pain or fear, anxiety, and it occurs immediately as a result of fright, e.g., receiving bad news or sudden severe pain in a specific part. So when someone has received sudden bad news, it can take them into shock. Or when someone is having a severe pain that is coming from the sensitive part, it can also make them to go into shock. How? Because it predisposes them to vasodilatation and this reflex inhibition that results in sluggish circulatory system depriving vital centers of blood supply. Another type of shock is bastremic, septic or toxic shock. Another type of shock or classification of shock can be bastremic shock, septic shock, or toxic shock. One and the same name. So this is a type of shock that results by a change in the capillary endothelium, emitting loss of blood plasma through capillary walls into the surrounding tissues by extravasation. There is no actual fluid loss of the body, and it is due to E. coli and organisms causing it gas gangrene. These organisms produce toxins which cause vasodilatation that leads to a drop in the blood pressure. So under bastremic or septic toxic shock, the type of shock that is caused by accumulation of microorganisms in the blood, leading to vasodilatation that brings about a drop in the blood pressure. When there is a drop in blood pressure, there is also reduced tissue diffusion, which brings about the shock. Another classification of shock is cardiogenic shock. This is the type of shock that results in an interference with the pumping of the heart, as might occur in myocardial infarction or cardiac tamponade. This leads to inadequate blood circulation to heart muscle. So in myocardial infarction, the muscle of the cardium, what we call myocardium, is deprived of oxygen, and we know that oxygen is able to bring these cells to blood. So in other words, there is reduced blood supply to the muscle of the heart, leading to shock, and this is the reason why it's called the cardiogenic shock. Other types of shock include the benzene shock. This is the type of shock that results from loss of blood volume due to rapid plasma loss from damaged tissue and excessive blood cell destruction. Red blood cell destruction. So this is the type of shock that is most seen in patients who come with this pain. Another type of shock is the dehydration, diarrhea, or vomiting shock. It's a type of shock which comes as a result of extravascular fluid loss. Loss of fluid from the extravascular fluid loss or vascular fluid loss. Another type of shock is retroperitoneal or mediastinal shock. This is the type of shock that occurs when there is sudden leakage of blood or secretions in these compartments, pleural cavity, peritoneal cavity, or the space between the sternum. So when there is leakage of fluids between these compartments that we've mentioned, they may bring about one of the shocks that we mentioned. We also have anaphylactic or histamine shock. Anaphylactic or histamine shock. This is the type of shock that follows an injection of a serum, e.g. and tetanus serum. Type of shock that follows an injection of serum, e.g. and tetanus serum. It may happen in patients who are allergic to serum or those who at one time had the injection and were sensitized. It comes about due to substances released known as histamine, which act on blood to cause them to dilate and the resultant low blood pressure, secondary causing anaphylactic shock. So under anaphylactic shock, what we're explaining here is a type of shock that happens due to presence of histamine. And this histamine may be present in the injection that might have been administered to a patient. Let us look at the pathophysiology of shock. Shock is always either accompanied by loss or withdrawal of blood from the body's main vascular channel. From the little explanation or detailed explanation that we've had so far, you can see that shock is mainly coming as a complication due to blood loss, which brings about a reduction in the circulation of fluid in the circulatory system. This results in the cardiac output, which eventually leads to low blood pressure and diminished oxygen to the tissues. So when there is diminished circulatory fluid in the circulatory system, it also brings about hypotension. Hypotension is always accompanied with diminished oxygenation to tissue, and diminished oxygenation to tissues brings about hypoxia, which brings again tissue or cellular malfunction. There is the vasoconstriction, narrowing of blood vessels, which is nature's first aid for shock. So when this happens, when shock happens, we're saying there is always the vasoconstriction as a natural response to physiological changes when someone undergoes the shock. The arteries becomes narrow that the blood pressure is maintained. So the reason why there is vasoconstriction when someone has got a shock, the body wants to maintain blood pressure. When this happens, blood pressure is also maintained, and hence oxygenation tissue is well maintained. When blood pressure is maintained, even if tissue perfusion is also maintained. When tissue perfusion is maintained, it also simply means that even if hypoxia is being treated, because of good tissue perfusion that happens as there is good oxidation to the cells of the body. The patient may completely recover giving a type of shock known as the reversible shock. So like what I've just explained, if someone goes into shock, physiologically the body undergoes vasoconstriction with the purpose of maintaining blood pressure. When blood pressure has been maintained, this leads to maintenance of tissue oxygenation. When there is maintenance of tissue oxygenation, tissue hypoxia is removed. Hence, there will be no shock or raising what we can say vegetable shock. So when this happens, we can say the shock that was there, it can be reversed, or it can be treated. If the cause of shock is not treated or the shock persists, then oxygen supply to tissues diminish, tissues die, and this leads to a type of shock called irreversible shock. If what I've explained, like someone develops shock, undergoes vasoconstriction to maintain normal blood pressure. If the normal blood pressure has been maintained, it means there will be normal tissue perfusion, and this will lead to normal tissue oxidation, meaning the tissue is not going to die. So in irreversible shock, this is a type of shock that you cannot treat it, that you cannot reverse it back, and it normally happens when the cause of shock hasn't been treated. Like for instance, if someone has got considerably amount of blood and you can't do blood transfusion, you can't give IV fluid, it will be very difficult for you to reverse that shock. So irreversible shock is a type of shock which you cannot in which you fail to treat the shock, you fail to treat the cause of shock, hence being irreversible. Let us look at the clinical manifestation of shock. There is pallor. This results from loss of effective circulating blood volume, which initiates a metabolic and physiological reaction that leads to poor perfusion and hence pallor is evident. There is also hyperventilation. This is caused by stress leading to alkalosis, which follows acidosis. Acidosis comes in due to low tissue perfusion. This makes the patient hunger for air, and therefore hyperventilation or struggle to take in more air to counteract the effects of alkalosis. So in tissue acidosis, when there is the acidosis, someone undergoes hyperventilation to get rid of much carbon dioxide that has accumulated in the cells of the body. There is also release of pituitary hormones, which leads to 1. Adrenocorticotropic hormones, ACTH, that stimulates the adrenal cortex to secrete glucocorticoid, resulting in glucose in urine, what we call glucosuria or hyperglycemia. There is also what we call antidiuretic hormone, ADH, releases that stimulates the kidney tubules to absorb more water and leading to less urine production, what we call oliguria. So when the ADH has been released, it stimulates the kidney to absorb more water. When the kidney keeps on absorbing more water, we're going to see that there will be low production of urine. And this low production of urine is what we call oliguria, or less urine output. Aldosterone hormone AH releases that stimulant sodium chloride retention, leading to fluid collection in tissue edema, what we call shifting of fluids into the interstitial spaces. It is due to the presence of aldosterone hormone. The release of adrenaline and noradrenaline that promotes vasodilatation of bigger vessels and capillary vasoconstriction to increase blood flow to vital organs temporarily and reduce blood flow to peripheral vascular leading to a cold and clammy skin respectively. So this explains as to why in shock someone may present with this cold and this clammy skin because of adrenaline and noradrenaline that promotes vasodilatation of bigger blood vessels. We also have hypotension. Hypotension will come due to considerable loss of fluid in the circulatory system. Also, lip cyanosis, reduced salivary secretion, and dry oral mucosal membrane, followed due to peripheral vasoconstriction causing less blood flow. Let us look at principles of shock management. Let us look at principles of shock management. The principles to shock management is one, you have to identify and remove the cause of that shock. You have to identify and remove the cause. So if the cause is due to hemorrhage, the management is you need to replace blood or you need to replace fluids which have been lost. If the cause is due to pain, you need to replace plasma, give dextran, or give hema cells. You can give hema cells. Hema cells, these are packed cells of blood that can be given to the patient to replace what has been lost. Another intervention that we can do in the management of shock is positioning of the patient. Elevate the lower extremities at about 20 degrees. Keep knees and trunk horizontal and head slightly elevated. Keep the patient warm. Slowly, but do not feel overheat. So like I said in the beginning, under the management of hemorrhage, where I mentioned positioning of the patient, which is very important. You need to raise the lower end of the base so that you improve tissue perfusion of the brain, or you increase blood supply to the brain. Also, relieve the pain by administering morphine or betadine as prescribed. We are talking administration of narcotics to control pain. Administer vasoconstrictors as early as possible because if delayed, this may cause damage to liver, kidneys, or brain. So it is very important that when someone is in shock, we also need to administer vasoconstrictors to preserve the kidney, liver, as well as the brain. Oxygen administration. Oxygen administration is also one of the interventions that can be done when someone has shock. The value of oxygen therapy in shock is rather disheartening, but that certain conditions in which is useful. Oxygen may be administered when an open airway is maintained and to assist increase the high concentration of blood oxygen. Oxygen may be administered in such situations such as chest injuries. When someone has injuries of the chest, it will be very important for you to administer oxygen as there is the insufficient chest expansion due to pain that is there. Pain that is there. Also, in severe hemorrhage, you can administer of gas gangrene, coal gas poisoning, carbon monoxide poisoning, morphine intoxication, pulmonary edema, and spontaneous pneumonia. You can also administer oxygen. Oxygen may be administered by various ways. The best way to give it may be by a face mask, and the correct amount of oxygen varies from 4 to 6 liters per minute depending on the source. So you may also have to realize that there are different types of masks. If you are administering oxygen to a child, you also need to get the correct size of the mask when giving the oxygen to the child. Again, you also need to regulate the liters of oxygen that you'll be giving per minute. In children, you have to give oxygen between the range of 1 up to 2.5 liters per minute. Then from adults, it can range as far as 3 liters per minute up to 10 liters per minute, depending on the saturating levels, depending on the levels of saturation. So that was management of shock medical. Under management of shock, under nesting, keep the airway pattern, remove oral and tracheal secretions, and institute resuscitative measures if necessary. We're talking of resuscitation here. You have to ensure that the secretions are removed. The secretions are being removed by means of suctioning. So you use the suctioning machine. Arrest hemorrhage in case of hemorrhagic shock, which I've already explained. Place the patient in the most physiological position, which I've already mentioned. Elevate the head elevate the head pillow. I've already explained that. Keep the trunk horizontal. I've already explained that as well. Elevate lower extremities about 20 to 30, keeping the knees straight. So if you look at these, there are manifestations of things that we've already discussed. Unless there are other questions, otherwise we'll come to the end of today's presentation. I thank you so much for paying attention